Okay, good morning, and welcome to Morning Mindset. We're inside the Morning Mindset space of Virtual CoWorking Space. My name is Michelle Dale, and this is where we help virtual assistants to level up in their business, lifestyle, and mindset. Good morning, Karen and Vanessa. Thank you for joining me in here. If you're watching the replay, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we are doing the concluding final part of our Learning for Free series based on a comment that was left inside one of the groups about how difficult it is to get information for free. And I decided to really go all in and unpack this concept basically for a number of reasons. One, so you can stop wasting your time. Two, so you can actually really understand how the free mentality, which is what we're going to talk about today, is going to affect your business. And we've talked about the right uses of free content and how to more effectively use free content. But what I'm going to share with you today, spoiler alert, is I'm going to actually share with you my consulting process of what I do when I do one-on-one consultations with people on their concept. So this is massive. This is huge. But I think you're also going to see at the end how much actually goes in to this and why the investment of paying for it is so important. Now, I will give you this information for free. So essentially you're going to have, what you're looking for. But, as always, the application is generally where the guidance is required. Because, like, for example, and I'll give you an example. We've had lots of examples this week. If I was starting to work in a supermarket, let's go back to the supermarket. If I was going to start working in a supermarket, right? And I walked into the supermarket and someone said, there's the till. They're telling me this information for free. There's the till. These are the numbers you press. This will bring up an amount on a screen. And then you press this button and the till will open and then you close it. And then you go to the next one. That's basically free information. But believe me, just from that basic free information, I'm not going to know how to completely operate and be the best at operating that till. That would not make me the best till operator in that supermarket. Now, I'm a little bit anal about these things, so I'd want to be the best till operator. I don't care what I do. I started my life cleaning toilets. I had a side hustle job cleaning toilets, public toilets. I didn't care. I wanted to be the best toilet cleaner there was. This was when I was like 16, 15 years old. So all I can say is you can choose. You can choose to be the cheap style VA and get the cheap clients, or you can be somebody who chooses to really invest in themselves and go away and study that till and become the best till user. And what happens then? Everyone's in awe. You get promoted. People want to come to you because you're the fastest till operator in the West. Like, there's so many things that can come out of that if you say, no, I want to master this till. I just want to know, like, it has buttons. I can see it has buttons and numbers, and I want to master it. I want to be amazing at it. And that's what's going to help you stand out really in this industry. Because what is going to happen is everything that's going on within you has to reflect back at you from the outside. So if you're somebody looking for cheap or free, you're going to attract clients that are looking for cheap or free. And that's where so many VAs say this industry is like complete rubbish and all I'm doing is attracting people who want discounts and things like that. Well, look at what you've been doing in order to get to where you need to be. Have you actually invested in yourself? Have you actually invested in this industry? Try to see it from that way. If you want that instant gratification, then investing is the absolute best way to achieve it. So also we need to understand, this is not just about, how do I start a VA business? This is a money mindset thing. This is a investing in yourself thing. This is about like where you focus your attention thing. Okay. All I can say is, rather than free, which I'm going to tell you everything for free now, but rather than free, try to think of it as a more affordable investment. Like I told you in the series that we've just listened to, people can start with me, with my paid content, with my really good golden content, my really, really good content for just £7.50 inside my virtual co-working space. That's what it was last week. I did a discount on virtual co-working space. And many people are joining for this price, £7.50, because they're in my programs and I give them a discount and things like that. But, you know, that's the price of a cup of coffee. So when you look at it that way, you think to yourself, for a price of a cup of coffee, I can have access to a leader in the VA industry. That's me. Yes, I am a leader in the VA industry. Access to Michelle. I can ask questions. I can get support from other VAs without this sea of rubbish in the groups and things like that. You know, like, I can actually focus my attention, get the support I need, ask the questions that I need to ask, and I don't have to think about anything else anymore. I don't have to keep going out there searching through the weeds for, you know, like we talked about yesterday, like that sea of weeds where you're just constantly plucking free things out all over the place rather than going to the supermarket and buying a gorgeous bunch of flowers. But it doesn't have, free does not mean super amazing expensive, I can't afford it. You can find very, very affordable investments into becoming a virtual assistant or starting a VA business. They're out there. But the more you keep looking for the free stuff and saying, I can't find the answers in the free stuff, the more despondent you're going to get. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to tell you now my consulting process. Do you know something? Yesterday I was on a client call and somebody paid me a significant amount of money to talk to me. And as somebody, as a client who pays that money, I take that very seriously. And this person said to me, they had a team of a few people working with them, plus this business owner. And they have been spending months and months trying to put together what they booked the call with for me with, right? And I was able to give them everything that they needed to know, plus give them something even better than they were considering in under an hour. Try to see it from that perspective. Try to see it from, I can spend months and months and months and months trying to figure this out, even with a team of people around me. Or I can just invest in someone, tell me everything I know in an hour. So, on that note, I'm going to take you through my consulting process. Stop the video if you're watching the replay. Get a pen and a pad and write this stuff down, because this is stuff that is completely next level. I do this in my private one-on-one consulting and it changes lives. So if you can pick this up for free, which I'm sharing with you, you go for it. Okay, the first thing you need to ask yourself is a series of questions. And I'll tell you what these questions mean at the end. But once you can answer these questions, you will then be able to make specific decisions as to how to move forward with your business. This is the most important thing. You have to plan this all out before you even start. You're never going to find the plan out there because it's always somebody else's plan. You have to do the work on this bit, okay? Or you have to pay someone like me to consult with you to tell you what to do. Okay, so first question, do you have any formal qualifications? If any, doesn't matter if you do or you don't. I don't particularly have any formal qualifications. However, in the grand scheme of things, if you do, they can be used as part of what we're talking about here. But you don't have to have any, you don't even have to have a beyond 16 years old education, because I don't. What are you good at? You need to know that. What do you enjoy doing? What don't you like doing? What must you avoid? As a non-negotiable, I'm not going to touch that with a barge pole. What intuitively would you do if you knew anything that you chose to do could be successful? Anything. What would it be that you would choose? How much money do you want to earn per month? Do you have any specific client base in mind? Describe your personality. characteristics, traits, that type of thing. Do you prefer project work, which is start and end kind of work, or do you prefer ongoing work to get you more into a daily routine, or do you prefer both? Those are all questions that you need to be able to succinctly answer, and then take that information from those questions to create the next part of this process. So what I do is I ask people these questions. It takes me about an hour to dig really deep, to figure out what it is about them. We really just focus on that for the hour, just focus on answering these questions, right? And really uncovering the honest answers to these questions, because too many people are thinking about the answers to these questions from what they believe is currently possible in their realms of possibility. And that's not where you can answer them from, because that will just keep you a little bit stuck. So what you need to do is detach from the outside realms of possibility and attach to anything is possible. I'm going to really answer these questions from that perspective. Okay, so do that first. Then, when you get clear on the answers to all these questions, I go away then in my consulting and I create this for people. So I basically determine what services they can offer based on the answers to those questions. I create a 4 to 8 part concept. A concept is basically, the 6-part concept is the optimal. I've always found the 6-part concept is something that feels like not too much, but not too little either. And with this concept, you will package and framework your services. It's like putting your services in a framework when you create the concept. And if you're new to this and you've not been following me and my one sourcing model and things like that, this is from my one sourcing model. Go and check out virtualmissfriday.com/corporate, because that is an example of a concept. So that's a one sourcing corporate package. It's what I do for certain individuals, and basically how that's laid out is pretty much a VA concept. So you can do it as a blanket concept, as in your whole VA business. You can do it as a single service concept. It could be anything. So 4 to 8 part concept, 6 parts being optimal. If you want to know what that looks like, virtualmissfriday.com/corporate. Then I also determine the roles. Roles are titles that you give that fit with the concept, as in social media manager, website developer, that type of thing. All the VA titles that you could possibly think of, you would then select the roles, or determine the roles and the titles that match into that concept. Then you determine the packages, or the offer, or the offer. Okay, so you absolutely need to have packages. You need to have an offer. You need to know how that framework is then paid for, okay, by the client, to be able to consult with the client and be able to do it. Then you determine your clientele, obviously. So obviously for my one sourcing corporate package, my clientele are people exiting corporate life and starting their own businesses. So you determine who the clientele is. And remember, you determine it all from these questions that we've previously answered. And then determine your price and volume of clients required to be able to achieve your monthly financial goal. Okay, that's generally what I do in my consulting. With the consulting then, I basically ask the questions and then I deliver everything that I've just shared with you in the second part. Now, I know maybe some of you are thinking, okay, that's easy. And some of you are thinking, nah. This took me a long time to be able to look at the answers to those questions and then immediately know and determine what type of business. I'll go in and think about it, and then I'll put it all together for you. So I hand you your business one sourcing concept on a plate, basically. Then, once you have all that together, you've got your concept, you go and create your presence. So you can either use a system like Podia, like I use, or you can try and piece something together for free, maybe something in Canva, I don't know, but you need some sort of presence that then showcases and determines everything, or it showcases everything that we've determined in the previous section. The services, the packages, the offering, the framework, all needs to be put together with the copy, with everything. And then once you've done that, the question is then, well, how do I get clients into this business? Now, there are a gazillion ways to get clients, a lot of ways to get clients. Various different VA trainers will teach you various different ways that have worked for them. You'll find other AI generated ways, that you can go and access as well. All my ways are created from my optimal ways of really getting a lot of personal experience of how to get clients and how to easily get clients. So again, go and research how to get clients. But the thing is, there's so much information out there. But one of the questions that this person asked, the reason why we're doing this series, is how do I get clients? So I'm going to share this with you now. So the thing that I would focus on more than anything else is what we did in the workshop last week, what we talked about in morning mindset all of last week. Doing that 5-part process. That is the first thing you need to do. Once you've created your business, you need to then visualize in your mind's eye what that business looks like, what the clients look like coming into it. Visualize the clients buying the packages that you've set up, going to your website, contacting you through the email, all of that good stuff. If you're interested in what that looks like, just go and look at last week's Claiming Clients Morning Mindset. So that's the first thing I would suggest you do. And then once you are doing that, I would say if you want to be proactive, then go out there and create as much awareness about your business as humanly possible. Support people, comment on people's stuff, give people help inside Facebook groups, inside LinkedIn groups, demonstrate your knowledge, demonstrate what it is that you're doing. Don't go and ask people for jobs, okay? That's not what we're doing. We are creating awareness, as in you will come into people's awareness. You will become visible to people where before you were invisible. Focus on that as a primary goal. Then, if you want to do more proactive techniques, there is a technique in my freelancer which involves direct outreach, going to people, creating videos, solving a problem for them, offering them a consultation. Then you obviously get onto the consultation and then you get the client from there. And then there is also a more comprehensive way of getting clients in my level 5 one sourcing, which is all about creating the funnel, doing the lead generation. So do you see how there is so much to this? And in order to be able to literally teach all this for free, it takes time, guys. It takes time. So this is why I'm saying to you, pick your mentor, learn from your mentor. If there is anything you need to know, go and ask your mentor. If you want to get training, go to your mentor. If you want something affordable, go to your mentor. This is the absolute end game of all of it, because your mentor will know. That is your source. You are the source that chooses who that mentor is. Then you go to that source and you ask them everything you need to know. You learn from them. You invest in them. They will invest in you. And then you will see the results you want to see. Now, again, I'm going to just reiterate this again, that if you are somebody looking for cheap, looking for free, and you're doing it for something as important as starting a business and being responsible for clients, then you will attract the cheap, looking for free clients, because you will be a direct energetic match to that energy that you're giving out. I'm looking for free. Everything is hard. Everyone wants to scam me. Everyone's this. You will get that in return. If you go in the mindset of, I want to be a good VA. I want to be a really good VA. Choose the medium level, entry level VA stuff. Pick a mentor, get their entry level course. Most people have them, VA trainers. Get their entry level course and just start there. Start there and then grow and build. And things will unfold in front of you if you follow these steps. And then the third thing is, if you just want to go all in, you want to be the best, you want to attract the best. Okay, that's where I come from. That's always been my mentality. whether I'm cleaning toilets or working in a client's business. I always aim to be the best at whatever it is I'm doing, okay? And this is not about competing with other people out there. The only person I'm competing with is me. Take that on board. I am not giving, I just nearly swore then, a flying fudge about what other VAs are doing, how they're running their businesses, what they're teaching, what they're training, what they're doing. Because all I care about is that every day I show up better than I did the day before. I'm always thinking about every day how I can be better than I was the day before. And I invest in myself. And I know if I want to learn something quickly and get that instant gratification, all I have to do is find the person that knows and learn from them. I feel like that was a huge pep talk. There was so much to this video. And if you're listening to everything I just shared and thinking, okay, well, I could take these steps, how well can you do these steps, you know? If you'd asked me when I started out in the beginning of my business, can I just figure all this out myself? Absolutely not. Like, no. It took me a long time to get to this point. It might take you less time because we're much more evolved. You know, we're much more evolved than when I started on my dial-up connection with no social media, Microsoft front page to try and cobble myself a website together. And the only thing that I had available to me online was business directories. And then suddenly, as the years have evolved, I started to see changes. Networking groups started to come online. Social media started to become more mainstream. More VAs started to emerge, especially when the 4-Hour Work Week was written by Tim Ferriss. That was kind of like the moment where I realized what I've been doing for all these years was actually becoming mainstream. The digital nomad community, you know, the digital nomad community that are basically making remote work a thing, you know, a viable occupation. You know, virtual assistance has been coming through all of this. And getting clients has got a lot easier. But you will only get the clients from all of these techniques. And you go back and watch last week's morning mindset. You will only get the clients from these techniques if you get your mindset right. Mindset is 80% of the battle. And you will be able to know what your mindset is like by how you show up in the groups, how you show up in the world. As I'm looking everything for free, I'm looking for it cheap because everything's a scam, and is this really a viable thing? Okay. So everything that you're thinking, everything that, you know, is reflecting out. If you're sitting there thinking, I really want to invest in myself, I want to be the best at what I do, where can I start affordably learning professionally from someone professional who's done there and knows what they're talking about? Isn't that a better mindset to have than someone just in the other one? There's a lack mindset and then there's an abundance mindset, and you can achieve anything that you want to achieve, but you have to recognize what this really is when it comes to building a business. You know, it's not something you can watch on 5-minute crafts on Facebook. Okay, guys. I feel like we've done this to death now. I'm gonna make the whole blog post. I'm gonna put in there links and other resources and other information. This is going to be an absolute complete guide to starting your VA business for free. So do subscribe to the YouTube channel. You know, like, keep following me if you want the link to that, because obviously I'm going to share it and I'll put it in the comments on the YouTube videos as well, and I'll send it out to my email list. So go to virtualmissfriday.com, join my email list if you're not on there, if you want to access to that. It will also be on my blog. We are back tomorrow with our oracle messages for the week ahead. I'm looking forward to that one. And in the meantime, we're going to do our daily accountability. So I hope you have a fantastic day ahead, and let's get our journals at the ready. Thank you, and thank you, Vanessa. Take care. Before we begin, don't forget you can join me live online inside Virtual CoWorking Space at www.virtualmissfriday.com/VCS. If you enjoy this session, give it a like. I'd love to hear from you, so write me a comment. And so you don't miss any updates, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So now we're going to look for the positive with our gratitude. First, we'll spend 1 minute thinking of the day before, thinking of all the things that happened, reflecting on work, interactions, relationships, memorable moments, and more. Now you'll write one thing down minimum that you're grateful for. You can, of course, write down more. Something good, something that went right, a small moment or a big win. The more you search for things to be grateful for, the more you will experience things to be grateful for. Now we're going to read out your goal. Make sure your goal is written down in a journal or somewhere you can easily access it. Read your goal now, ideally out loud, and commit to this goal. Believe it will happen. And by reading this daily, the universe knows clearly what your goal is, and the things begin to shift in the direction of your goal. Follow your instincts when this happens by taking action. Now you need to see your goal in visualization. Spend this minute thinking about the goal in your mind. See yourself taking steps towards the goal, or even better still, see yourself having already achieved the goal. Close your eyes and go there. Step into the feeling, step into the place, step into the accomplishment. And finally, it's time for your most important task. Set this task for today and make it relating to your goal. This could be something small like sending an email, recording a video, or making a phone call, or it could be bigger. Either way, one task a day is one step forward, and those steps will add up. Do what you can from where you are now. Set the intention, and the action will carry you towards your goal. Well done you for completing your daily co-create session. Have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time.